Hi everyone, this is Maria from Vancouver, Canada. For the people that do not know me, I am an instructor in the beauty industry, esthetician, and I was a former Sedesco International Examiner. And now I am a Vancouver Beauty Council examiner, so I'm still in the industry and I examine. So that means that I see a lot of things that come and go, things that work, things that do not work, and on and on and on. So today I'm going to talk about a procedure that a lot of people are using, from home use, estheticians and doctors. Does it really work? Microneedling. Does it really work? Is it worth the time to do it? Does it? Anyways, stay tuned and I will be talking to you about this procedure. If the procedure is done consistently, properly, it does work. But you need to know how it is done and who should do it. Basically, there is different, I like the roller more than the pen, but that is my choice. So there is different lengths, different counts of needles on the roller. But basically what we're doing, that doesn't matter if it's the pen or the roller, what we're doing microscopic channels and or microscopic damage to the skin. And by doing that, we are causing blood stimulation to bring supply to that area. So if we are bringing blood to the area, we're bringing nutrients, and at the same time, collagen induction or collagen stimulation, because we're wanting to heal those little microscopic damage. Also, it improves the elastin and the epidermal growth factor. So the skin will produce extra skin. So for example, if there is any acne scars or large pores or pigmentation, if it's done properly, you can see really good results. So now, let's see how often should we do it. How often, you say? Do not overdo it. Depending on the skin type, depending the length of the needle, that will vary greatly how often you can do it and who can do it. If you overdo it, you will cause a breakdown of the collagen fibers. The purpose of doing this is to stimulate the collagen fibers, but if you do it, you will damage, and that process is called collagenases, breaking down of the collagen. So that is what you do not want to do. When you roll, what's happening is that there is an enzyme called Collagenaze Enzyme, and it's peaked at 2 weeks. So if we do this, and I'll show you in a minute how it's done, there is a release of an enzyme that repairs the collagen fibers, and the peak is 2 weeks. So if you do it too often, every week or every couple of days, you're actually causing an inflammation and edema. And so you think you are seeing results, but basically you are just swollen and inflamed. And when you're swollen and inflamed, you don't see the wrinkles, but that is not good for the skin. So my next subject is how often should I do microneedling? Overdoing it, as I mentioned before, it is damaging, because by keeping your skin swollen, by having the enzyme overstimulated, you're actually causing the breakdown of the collagen. And the collagen and the elastin is what keeps the skin nice and young and firm. I have two different types of needles or microneedling here, rollers, and I will explain a little bit more in detail. But let me show you the skin. The skin, the top part is the outer part, that's called the epidermis. The lower part here is the dermis, that's where we have blood. The epidermis looks like a mosaic, and this part here is 0.1 in thickness. The same thickness as a piece of a sheet of paper, okay? It's quite thin. It seems like thick, but it's quite thin. This portion here is the dermis, also called the true skin. Here is where we have all different structures and of course the blood. The bottom here we have the fat tissue called the hypodermis, and below the hypodermis we will have the muscle, but in this diagram we don't see. So when I'm using a needle that is 0.1 to 0.3, we're basically staying in this area. That's it. So you're rolling up and down, you're causing a little bit of stimulation. You could do like a 0.1 every second or every third day. So you can do it 2-3 times a week. Minor stimulation. I don't see much results with that 0.1, maybe a 0.3. I prefer to start at a 0.5. With a 0.5, and I'll show you my 0.5. Okay, you can barely see the needles too. See that? Almost you can't barely see it. But with a 0.5, we are going a little bit deeper in this area, and we are causing some blood stimulation. At 0.5, you should do it every 2 to 3 weeks. Remember, the peak is 2 weeks, okay? So every 2 to 3 weeks, this I would do. So maximum twice a month, the 0.5. If, again, you overdo it, you're going to do overstimulation and the breakdown of the collagen fibers. When we go down to this area, that is the time that an esthetician or a doctor can work with. Now let's talk about the 1 millimeter. Let's see here. With a 1 millimeter, you can start seeing the little needles, okay? When we look at a 1 millimeter, we're actually starting to puncturing right into this area here. The 1 millimeter. Who can work with 1 millimeter? The 0.75 and 1 millimeter, only estheticians should use this for a service. Up to 0.5, you can do it at home as a client, but when we go to 1 millimeter, the esthetician should do it to you, because now you are puncturing the skin. You will draw some blood. So the esthetician is the professional that she knows, and that she is able to do the right pressure. Not too much pressure when you do this, but she is able to see. When you do it yourself, you're not really 100% sure what you're doing. But when an esthetician is doing, she knows exactly what she's doing. This 1 millimeter should not be done more than once a month or every month and a half. Okay, I usually say between 4 to 6 weeks. So if you're going to your esthetician and you get a facial once a month and a half, that is the time that you could do microneedling. So myself as an esthetician, I can provide a service with this tool. So it could be a roller or it could be a pen, okay? Because it's a little pen that goes up and down. When we go higher, 1.5 to 2, not even myself should do that type of treatment. So 1.5 millimeter to 2 millimeter, which is double of these needles here, a doctor, a physician should do it, because at this point you're really going deep into the dermis, drawing a lot of blood, and it's quite invasive. Would I do it? No. And that you would do it every 6 months. Would I do it? No. I would prefer to do a 1 millimeter, do it every 2 months, not to be too invasive, to break down. We are not really made to make huge holes into the skin. No. You're causing extra damage. But if you do 1 millimeter with an esthetician and 0.5 millimeter for yourself, you're still quite good. So let's talk about the next step. Let me list some of the contraindications. Simply people that have low pain tolerance, because yes, it is painful. If they have pain and they want to still do it, just do the 0.1 to 0.3 very lightly. Any form of inflammation, and we're talking about the eczema and psoriasis. If you have pustules, acne, because you're going to spread everything around, and that is not a pretty sight. If there's any open sores, herpes, we all know that herpes is a virus. So if you puncture it, it's not going to be a good idea. Rosacea is a mixture of broken capillaries and pimples found in this area. If somebody has a very, very thin skin, broken capillaries, which is called cuperos, it is not advisable. Botox, collagen injection, before and after. Do not do microneedling. You have to wait a couple of days before you can do microneedling. If you're doing a laser, IPL, microcurrents, radio frequency, all the stuff, you have to give yourself at least a couple of days. If you use Accutane and cortisone, no, because the skin is too tense, too inflamed when you're using those kind of products. I have a list here now of products that you should not use, because remember, when you're doing microneedling, certain products are not made to be applied to go inside the skin. It's made to stay on the surface. So I have a few of them here. So once you do microneedling, you cannot do HAs, the glycolics. You cannot do the BHAs, the retinoids, the retin-A, salicylic acid, any oily serum. You cannot do it because the oily serum has to be on the top. Any heavy night creams, these are no-nos, okay? Coconut oil, no makeup, no foundation, no synthetic fragrances, no comedogenic products, and no direct sun for 2 to 4 days. So if you're doing microneedling, you will have to wear a hat if it's very sunny, SPF, natural products, whatever you have to do. You cannot go into the direct sun. Yes, what the products that you can use after microneedlings. You have to remember the microneedling itself, it is a treatment on its own. So when you do this microchanneling, basically the blood goes to the area from the inside and there's a repairing. It's repairing itself. So it's a treatment on its own. But if you want to put something on top, things that you can use is hyaluronic acid, something soothing, like collagen gel products, not collagen oils or creams, all collagen gel products, water-based serum, and NRF2 products. NRF2 products. If you want to know more about that, please put a comment below, and I'm more than happy to give you more information on that. Pay attention, really pay attention to the product that you're going to be using after microneedling. So let's talk about the procedure. So first of all, it is very important that you keep your area, your hands totally sanitized. Your tool is clean and sanitized with alcohol. This tool is not shareable. That is yours and only yours, number one. Number two, have your skin totally cleansed. There's no makeup, there's no product. The skin is fully cleansed. Number two. Number three, do small sections and take your time. And also the quality of your rollers is up to you. On Amazon, you can spend $15 to up to $150. Not necessary to spend that expensive, but not necessary. Please don't buy the cheapest one. And each roller, you can do about 6 or 7 treatments. So then you need to buy a new one. Spend around $30 approximately. There's different qualities, and stainless steel, titanium, it's up to you, really. But it is the procedure that you have to be very careful. Number one, once you cleanse your face and everything, divide your area, and then you have subsections. You will have the forehead area, the eye area, the cheek area. You can have the mouth area, the jaw, the neck, and the décolleté if you wish to do. Each section will have subsection. Why? Is because your roller is not that big. So let's say you're working on the forehead, you will work at the width of your roller. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, upside down, up and down, then diagonally, and then diagonally again, 3, 4. So that is subsection of the section. Then you will do over here, and over here, over here, and over here. If you have a bigger forehead, of course, you will have more subsection. Then after I've done the lower part, I will work at the upper part. The eye area, depending how big that area is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you'll have this area, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe here by itself, the labial fold area. And then here will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then underneath here and so on. So it is up to you. So let me do one more time very close so you can see you have your roller. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Diagonally and then diagonally. So take your time, do section by section. So you have section, then you have subsections. So you will do the whole area. Remember, after you did your treatment, if you are not throwing this away, which you can use this 6-7 times, remember to clean it, disinfect it. Some people like to put it into denture tablets for half an hour to keep it clean, but I think alcohol, and then you put it into its little case, back to its little case, you're done. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please share with people. If you enjoyed, give me thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye-bye.